what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another vlog. It's your girl Mikahalia here from MikahaliaCurve. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mikahalia. Don't forget to give this video a like, comment, share and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so you'll be notified when I upload another video. So today, last night, backstory, I was invited on Bridge 99 FM, a radio station here in Jamaica, they basically want to interview me on my PCOS journey, baking, PCOS journey, baking, and my journey into becoming a dietitian. Now, last night when I got the message, I was ecstatic, I was over the moon, and I was happy. And my journey, my story got out there that they want me to be a guest on the Mama Elsie show on Bridge 99 FM. So the program airs at 11:15 today, Thursday, November the 3rd. I'll definitely be inserting the interview in this vlog so you guys can catch it, because I know most of you won't be able to catch it live on national radio. I'm just so excited for the opportunity. I am so grateful for the opportunity. They actually told me that they found my story on TikTok, which led them to my YouTube channel, which led them to my Instagram. So they were plugged in on all my social media platforms. I'm just very grateful, and I thank God for the opportunity, for the opportunity that I can inspire someone by going on this program, and for them to hear my journey, and for persons who are suffering from PCOS as myself, for them to just know that they're not alone. And then for my persons who are studying dietetics and nutrition, or are looking to study dietetics and nutrition, then they'll be inspired to do so. So I just got ready, and I'm basically preparing, going to set my lighting and everything. So I'll definitely let you guys see the interview in the next clip. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. And even though the views on my YouTube channel aren't great, it's reaching somewhere. So that's the positive note that I took out of this. So this will motivate me to keep on filming. So I'll see you guys in the next clip.
She is a third-year student of the University of Technology Jamaica, pursuing a bachelor's degree in dietetics and nutrition. She's an entrepreneur and a lover of baking. So she decided to turn her passion into a business, which then birthed at Bakeaway Treats on Instagram. In 2016, she was diagnosed with a PCOS, and from then she has been on a journey that has not been easy mentally, physically, nor emotionally. However, she has decided not to give up, and as a result, chooses to spread awareness on PCOS through her social media platforms as an advocate of this syndrome. Joining us now via Zoom is Mikahalia. We say good morning, Mikahalia.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you, my darling. Now, you heard the prelude, right? And we were discussing the two middle name things. We could start right there. So, who gave so much name, Mikahalia?
My two middle names was from my mother, of course.
Awesome. Wonderful, wonderful. So, let's get to the business of studies now. Why did you decide to pursue studies in dietetics and nutrition?
Okay, so my studies in dietetics and nutrition, it really, I wouldn't say it was a second option. Initially, when I graduated Immaculate Conception High School and I was in lower 6, I wanted to study entrepreneurship, so that's what I applied for at the time. Fun fact, almost all of my CXC and KF subjects are business subjects. So when I went to drop off my application form at UTech, I saw a program called Dietetics and Nutrition. Now, from Immaculate, I loved cooking and baking, thanks to my grade 11 teacher, Mrs. Henry. So she was the one who got me started in baking and cooking. And when I went there, I thought, okay, this program seems like it's going to combine two things that I like, nutrition and cooking. So I decided to change my career choice, and from then, I am a student of DN.
All right. All right. And so you're loving it thus far? Any disappointments, any regrets?
No regrets, no disappointments as yet.
Awesome, wonderful, wonderful. So you love to bake and decided to turn that into a business. Talk to us about that. Why? So obviously geared towards entrepreneurship from an early age, and so you have now combined that and said, all right, business. Talk to me a little bit more about how that birthed and how that has been progressing.
So Bakeaway Treats, which is my business, came about when I was around 18 years of age. I wanted to make my own birthday cake, and I decided to watch a few YouTube videos and tried to learn some steps and some techniques on baking. And from that, I started baking. It was September because my birthday is in September, and then December I got some orders for Christmas fruitcakes. Now, trial and error, I have baked, and it's wasn't edible at all. So trial and error, did a fruitcake. Everyone seemed to like it. I had a company that ordered some cakes from me, and from then they just kept ordering. Persons kept spreading the word, and persons just kept ordering. So that's how it came about.
Awesome. So you say after the first try and it never so nice, you realize that you found the formula when that company decides, say, yes, we go work with her again. Amazing. And so you took that on a cyberspace platform. You went online. How's the support been online so far?
The support has been great online. Most of my customers find me on TikTok or on Instagram, and of course by word of mouth. So social media, even though it has its disadvantages, for me, it has been great.
Awesome. All right, now let's get to the issue that we want to bring awareness to, and that is a PCOS. That you were diagnosed with this in 2016. Could you tell our listeners what PCOS is and how did that diagnosis change your life?
Okay, so PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome for persons who didn't know. It's a hormonal disease and it affects 1 in 10 women. So it's in shortened form, simple explanation. You can either have long periods or you can have short periods or periods not at all. So that's a little backstory of PCOS.
All right, and those hormonal imbalances also affect other aspects of the body, right? Up and down with weight challenges and so on.
Yes, it does. So a plan that most gynecologists use is birth control contraceptives. And with contraceptives, then there's weight gain because as a result of increased appetites for most persons, these symptoms then further go on to migraines. You can have high blood pressure, high blood glucose. Then you can also have facial hair, so body hair, excessive body hair. And in most persons, in their case, they lose hair along their hairline.
Okay, so being diagnosed with it, when you got that diagnosis, what was the reaction like? What was your response?
I was shocked because at first I didn't know what it was, because as I advocate for is most persons in high school in HFLE class, we weren't taught about these stuff. So I wasn't really aware. So when I went to my gynecologist, found out I was having a heavy cycle. So I have a cycle that can last up to 3 months. So it became very unusual to me and I got concerned, and I went to the gynecologist. He told me that that's the issue is. But another fact to note is that it's hereditary, so it can be transferred through your genes.
All right, so getting that diagnosis, realizing that, all right, this is something that you'll have to deal with. It brought you back to, it grounded you, would you say?
Yes, it did, because you have to learn how to deal with the issue, and it can be very challenging at times because depression and anxiety is one of the 2 main symptoms of it, and this also stems from the medication that you are administered to. So people will lose their self if they're not careful of how to deal with the situation.
All right, so it takes some mental preparedness on the individual part and support as well. Is there a support structure in place for yourself?
Yes, I have a support structure. My family, mother and father, close friends, and funny enough, there are Instagram support groups. There's a support group that I registered with. It's PCOS support group on Instagram. So they really helped, and it's very interesting to find out that there are a lot of females out there that's having the issue, and most of them aren't aware.
All right, so you've decided to turn your pain into purpose and now spread awareness about PCOS through your social media pages. Why is this level of advocacy important to you?
This level is very important because it is not known, and there are persons who struggle with the issue and they aren't aware. So putting out advocacy for it, as much as how we see the Ministry of Health advocating for dengue, they advocate for high blood pressure. This month is diabetes month. It is not for say advocated enough. So even though September is known as polycystic ovarian syndrome awareness month, separate and outside of that specific month, no one really talks about it. So this is why I decided to use the platforms, and even so I am 100% sure that as much as how diabetes month, we will hear advertisements on there from Ministry of Health on diabetes this month and breast cancer, you will definitely not hear in September. The month of September when it's back to school and they're talking about back to school, you will not hear about PCOS.
And it's funny that you mentioned statistics because yes, November is Diabetes Awareness Month, but more than 50% of women with PCOS develop diabetes or type 2 diabetes before the age 40. Talk to us about the relationship between PCOS and diabetes.
Okay, so PCOS, it affects your insulin levels. So because of that, then you are more prone to diseases, non-communicable diseases like diabetes and cardiovascular diseases. This can also stem from birth control medications and medications that are also prescribed. So PCOS, once you have it, you have an increased appetite. Now, the increased appetite is not necessarily great. So mostly what you tend to is sugar. So sugar and sweets and carbs. So your intake of sugars, a high level of sugar will cause you to be on the side of contracting diabetes.
Okay. All right, I got you. I'm following. And all of this because of your diagnosis, you went into some heavy research, Mikahalia.
Yes.
All right. So we talk about support, and people who will be hearing your voice, they could look to you as a beacon, somebody to guide them or share some more information. How can people connect with you on social media?
Okay, so my social media handles for Instagram, it's Mikahalia. So it's MIKAHALI.A. It's TikTok, it's the same thing. Or you can send me an email at MikahaliaAnderson@gmail.com. So it's MIKAHALIA Anderson ANDERSON @gmail.com.
All right, we got you loud and clear, Mikahalia. And so you have combined cooking, because how better than to have people to have a conversation with than over food, so you always have to make sure people belly full when you have certain heavy conversations, make sure them comfortable in terms of sustenance. And so Mikahalia is also making sure that she gives you those treats, that baking goodness, while giving you some awareness to PCOS. Any final words for our listeners and women in particular who have also been diagnosed with PCOS?
Yes, final words. I take those words from the late, great Sister Angela Harris, principal of Immaculate Conception High, where she said to keep simple things simple. Saying that to say, thinking about it, you might not think that it's a simple disease, but compared to other diseases or other syndromes such as cancer, I would say it is simple. Bear in mind, you're not the only one that's suffering from this illness. Just know that there's always someone out there, and it's great to reach out to someone, whether a family member, a gynecologist, a psychologist, a psychiatrist. Always reach out to someone. There's always a community that will be there to accept you, and don't suffer alone in silence. And if you're experiencing any symptoms, be sure to check with your dietitian for nutrition advice. Be sure to check with your gynecologist, and just know that you're not alone.
Words of